Benders live from Matty and Smitty. And the Bruins get a huge 4-3 win in overtime over the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight. They needed a win big time, and they get one at home against their rival, the Maple Leafs. It was a little sketchy toward the end. They gave up a goal late from Austin Matthews, but they win the game in overtime, 3-on-3. The goal by Pastrnak. Marchand wins it in overtime, and it's a huge win. It's just a huge win, and it may have saved some jobs tonight.
Yeah, I think so. Pastrnak gets a goal on the power play earlier on a slick feed from Brad Marchand. Ben Marchand wins it in overtime. Him and Pastrnak come down, and Pastrnak with the feed to Marchand, the tip doesn't go on the first try, and Marchand kind of bats it off of Stolar's legs there in the end to get the winning goal. Bruins win 4-3. A huge win for Boston. Swayman was really good in this one. Bruins outshot the Leafs, which was nice to see. And I thought overall, defensively, their game was pretty good today. So kind of more like the way we think they should play going forward. And, they got the win. And it was a huge win. It stops the 3-game losing streak. And win against the division opponent, win against the team who's one of the favorites to win the division. So, a big win for Boston and probably saves Montgomery's job, at least for the meantime.
Sure, and Toronto falls to 4-5. Surprisingly, they've lost 3 in a row. Bruins to 4-1. The first goal from Toronto, there was some breakdowns tonight from the Bruins. And one of them, Charlie Coyle just doesn't come, kind of glides toward the net. And Matthew Nye scores early for Toronto, and then there was another play. I think it was Marchand who didn't mark a guy. Of course, Austin Matthews gets behind the defense in overtime. So there still were some breakdowns defensively, but over the course of the game, the Bruins didn't give up many shots, many high danger chances. Swayman had a huge stop with about 3 or 4 minutes to go that they thought was a game-saving kind of save, but then it was Matthews who scored behind the defense, and they just kind of let him go right to the net with about a minute and a half to go to tie the game. So that's another, there was still a couple of breakdowns here or there, but for the most part, I thought the Bruins played a pretty good game defensively.
Yeah, so here's one of the stories. Bruins' total giveaways tonight was 11, only 2 by defensemen, which is a huge, remarkable improvement from where it's been. So we'll take that 100%. They had 1 giveaway from Lowry and 1 from Zadorov.
Yeah.
But, overall, a great improvement from the defense as far as the giveaways go. Lindholm and McAvoy, both -2, not great. And
34 shots on goal.
Charlie Coyle was 0-0, -1. No shots. Took a penalty. Charlie Coyle's 8 wins, 10 losses on the faceoff. So he still needs to be better for them to be the team that they want to be, I feel like. But as far as the defense goes, that's a gigantic improvement just in taking care of the puck, which, that makes all the difference in the world for this team. It really does.
It does. I mean, Coyle needs to be better, like you just said, as a second-line center. I mean, he just needs to be better. This team's not going to go very far. But I thought the top line played better. I thought Marchand was much better tonight. And there's talk about Marchand with a 3-year extension. Elliot Friedman reported it tonight that they're close to a 3-year extension for Marchand. I'd love to see the number there because I don't know how much of a fan I am of it, just because the last year and a half, he hasn't been great. He hasn't produced as much, especially 5-on-5. He did score a huge goal tonight, and I think there's still value in him, but I'm just not sure how much, and I want to see what that number is.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I don't know if I like 3 years at his current price. And I feel like that's probably what it would be like. It'll be in that ballpark. I would like to see him more in the Bergeron mold, where he takes, a team-friendly deal, a incentive-laden hometown discount kind of thing that will enable the Bruins to go out and sign some players, sign some guys that are more likely to help them offensively and give the team a little more depth there. So it'll be interesting to see what the Marchand number comes in at, because at 3 years at around $20 million, I don't know if I'm a fan of that team.
No, I don't think so. Like, that's not going to age very well, I don't think. But look, I mean, it's a tough one because he needs to retire a Bruin. Obviously, they probably believe that. He believes that. You're in a bind because you can't just play hardball with him. I don't think it's one of those you have to suck it up and give it to him. I just hope that he's reasonable in his asking price, which he has been in the past. I mean, he always has been.
Sure.
So but I just don't know. At 3 times 6, 2 or 3 years from now, boy. I mean, he'd have to show me that he's ready to recover from his injuries and surgeries there. I thought overall, again, Justin Brazeau scores. And I've been all over Brazeau. But I will say this about him. He has some good hands around the net. And when the puck is near the net, he's pretty effective.
Yeah.
It's all the other stuff.
Right.
5-on-5. Like getting there, like trying to skate, the entire length of the ice, his speed, stuffers. But when if you could just have a guy play on the power play and like from the blue line in, he'd be fine. But that's not what hockey is.
Right.
So, yeah, he scored again, and he does score some goals, which is great, and they need from the bottom 6. But still, like, it's a little bit of fool's gold, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he's effective, hash marks down.
Right.
But it's the rest of the stuff. It's getting to that part of the ice. If he can play with guys who can get in on the forecheck and cause problems and turn the pucks over and get him the puck in front of the net, I think he can be effective. I think he can be an effective player. But having him be able to do that consistently, with also taking care of his defensive responsibilities and getting up and down the ice, I'm not sure if that's great for the long haul. But they need scoring right now. And if he can give them scoring, you got to keep him in the line.
Sure. We're at Lofts Brewing tonight. It's been a great crowd tonight at watching the Bruins watch party. We had a pregame show. We're doing the postgame show. Then we'll talk at Rhode Island here. It's been great. Sean Malpolito and the Lofts Brewing people have been great to us.
Take care of us.
Take care of us big time. We had a really nice crowd for Halloween party. That's why we're dressed like this. I don't typically go out like this. In my Rick James outfit. It is the Hanson.
My house. Yeah, the Hanson brothers.
The Hanson brothers. Yeah, right here.
The chefs
who own the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So, yes, subscribe to the Inside the Rink YouTube channel, and you can see us do post games all year long. With about 10 seconds left, 10 seconds left. Toronto has an unbelievable chance to score, a wide open net, and Brandon Carlo gets a stick in and makes a game-saving play. It may be a job-saving play for Jim Montgomery
huge
at the end of the game, or the Maple Leafs score that goal and win the game. It was a huge play by Carlo right at the net front in an opening net, and Maple Leafs almost pulled the game out. And this was a game where the Bruins playing the Maple Leafs were just as desperate. They lost a couple. Greg Berube was all over them last game, especially Matthews and Marner. Matthews made a huge play to tie the game with a minute and a half to go, as star players should do. But it was the Bruins that came out on top 4-3 and get the win. We can look into the box score now and see anything that jumps out at you.
Brandon Carlo, according to this, only played 14:47. Lowest among all defensemen.
Interesting. I don't know if they got
Lindholm, 22:54. Charlie McAvoy played over 26 minutes. Peak and Zadorov both in the 17s. Mason Lovrei also almost 18 minutes. So it's interesting to me that Carlo, according to this, I mean, I don't feel like he played like that.
I mean, he played 24 shifts.
I don't feel like that is
might not be accurate.
yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But it says he played 14:47. I'm not sure that's accurate, but 2 block shots from Carlo, game saving play at the end, no giveaways. Hampus Lindholm, no giveaways. Charlie McAvoy, no giveaways. Andrew Peak, no giveaways. Andrew Peak also with 4 block shots, +1. So Andrew Peak continues to play really well. Nathan Lowry also a +1 with 3 shots and 2 blocks. So Lowry had a good game as well. I feel like Andrew Peak's been really steady overall.
Yeah, I like
and
his
probably
game.
one of the better defensemen consistency-wise, I would say, over the first 8 games.
Yeah, I like what he's done. And, Carlo was on the ice, as Connor, our producer, said, for the first goal. I really thought that was Charlie Coyle's goal. I mean, he coasted toward the net and just allowed Toronto to have a great scoring opportunity in front of the net. Sorry, this hair in the net. But, yeah, I mean, it's just that happens right by the net. Coyle really didn't back check, really didn't get down to mark the player in front. And they scored the goal. And then Marchand allowed someone to slip right behind him to the net, stood in no man's land, and allowed the second goal for Toronto with a bad sort of defensive coverage. And then, of course, the overtime goal by Matthews, where he just went right by the defenseman to the net.
And the regulation.
Yeah, and the regulation. Yeah. And went right to the net. And, those are the types of things that just can't happen and shouldn't happen with this group.
Yeah, I mean, they're still having some breakdowns. I would say it was a step in the right direction, honestly. Just from a pure giveaway standpoint, it was a step in the right direction. And I think overall, they played a pretty solid game defensively. Sure, there were some breakdowns, and it led to goals. Like you said, Coyle, little late on coverage on Matthew Knees, and he scores. Marchand kind of goes out to the point, thinking he's going to take away Morgan Riley, and Riley kind of slips in beside him. A great seam pass from Marner, and Riley scores. So, Maple Leafs obviously offensively talented. They have guys who can make plays, game-changing players, Matthews, Nylander, Marner. So it's not like the Bruins are going up against scrubs here and we're giving it up. These are world-class players. But still some things they can clean up in the D zone. But overall, a much, much better defensive effort. Less shots for the Maple Leafs. So, right. Overall, a much better effort than what we've seen recently defensively. And that's what they need to build their game on. That needs to be their bread and butter. That needs to be the reason they win games. So if they can tighten up the defense like they started to do tonight, maybe they can, string something together here and string some wins together.
Right, and Swayman made a huge save on Matthew Knies across the crease. That was a big save as well. First goal was Pastrnak on a great pass from Marchand across the crease for a goal. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Brazo's goal was the second goal. And then Mark Kastelik scored a goal in the fourth line strikes again.
Yeah, great pass from Johnny Beecher.
Great play by Beecher. Backhanded pass across crease, right to Kastelik for a tap-in. In the fourth line strikes again. They get the go-ahead goal. What should have been the eventual game
right.
If it wasn't for Matthews and his goal. So another good effort from that fourth line, which is definitely a difference maker. And if they can get everybody else together and get everybody else right, then you have a fourth line that can really be a game changer.
Yeah.
In the as you head to the playoffs.
Absolutely. As we say, come playoff time, usually the top two lines cancel each other out. Sure. And then it's the third and fourth line that win games in the playoffs. It's can you get contributions down your lineup from the depth of your team, depth guys on depth guys, and who wins those matchups is usually who wins series.
Sure.
And obviously goaltending as well. So, the Bruins are good in that area. Swayman with some huge saves tonight. And if the fourth line can continue to play like they have, and the third line can get their shit together. Sorry, John.
Yeah.
Can figure some stuff out there and be a unit that can produce, but also not get scored upon, then you might be in business. You might have a chance.
You might, and there's still a long way to go, and they still have to follow this up with a good effort against a kind of a poor team in the Flyers.
A pesky team, though,
pesky. Sure, they just beat the Wild today, and it's a team that can definitely bite you if you're not ready to go.
Yeah.
And if they come out, the Bruins, in a little bit of a letdown, they could certainly lose this game, and then they go to Carolina after that. So this is certainly not out of the woods for them, but I think it's a good step in the right direction. But here's the other thing. They do really well against the Maple Leafs. They have their number. They know they can beat them.
Right.
So there's a little bit of a caveat in this type of game where the Bruins, it's a good get-right game for them probably, but it's still a team that they've had a really successful recent history against.
That's 100% true, but I think it probably couldn't have come at a better time for this team.
Sure.
Because their confidence was down. You could see it. The players were frustrated. Montgomery was frustrated. The fans were frustrated. We were frustrated. I was certainly frustrated if you watched any of the content that we put out in the last, 48 hours or so.
Yeah, sure.
So as much as, you would say the Bruins have their number, I don't think this is a given by any stretch of the imagination, because the Bruins were down bad. And, they did get right in this game, and certainly they've had the Maple Leafs number. But the Bruins needed this one badly, and they ended up getting it, by the skin of their teeth there at the end.
Yeah. After this post game, Smitty and I will be playing a set of heavy metal music here at Love Spring.
A lot of winger covers.
Yeah, a lot of wingers. A lot of 17. There was another good song by Winger. I can't remember what it was. Madeline. Yes. Okay. Very good. Very good off the cuff. That's frightening.
This is how we do.
All right. Let's go to the comments. T-Boss42, first on the docket. Let's not qualify Brassey's goal. If Pastrnak had half the effort, he would have a Baker's dozen goals by now. Look, around the net, he does have a nose for the puck, nose for the goal, has some hands. Is determined, and that's why he scores. The other parts of his game are lacking. So again, if you played half the court, if you played like street hockey outside half the court, Brazeau would be a monster. He'd be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But going full length of the ice is still an issue, especially 5-on-5. So, if he can do that on the third line consistently and not be a detriment with his lack of speed, then okay. Fine.
Yeah.
But he's a borderline NHL player who needs to produce in that fashion.
I'm all for him playing if he's going to score goals on the third line and not be out there for goals against. Like if he's gonna get to the front of the net, which I think the Bruins have certainly lacked in the ability to get to the dirty areas at times. If he can get to the dirty areas, he's a big body. If he can get there, and the Bruins can possess the puck and get pucks to that area, and he can bang in rebounds or score goals from that area, I'm all for him being in the lineup.
Right.
I'm all for it. But, if he's out there and they're starting to give up goals because he can't back check or things like that, then I think a change needs to be made. But as long as he's scoring goals and can add something to the fourth line without giving stuff away defensively, have him in there. I mean, they need goal scoring. So if he can do it, more power to him.
Yeah, and T-Boss talks about Swayman, deal worth it, considering the defensive play in front of him. He did make some huge stops tonight. He is on the fourth game in a row. So that's a good sign that he's able to play the way he did tonight. I don't really think any of the goals are really his fault, per se. He played a really good game for them.
Made the timely saves.
He did. He made timely saves. And, the Matthews goal to tie the game, that's just Matthews walking in alone.
Yeah, there's nothing you could do on that. I mean it was a great shot pass.
Sure.
And Matthews on a tip. I mean, you have no chance.
No chance. So, yes, I think Swayman so far, there's been like a few hiccups, but I think he's starting around into shape. And I think, look, Swayman's going to be one of the least of their concerns.
Absolutely.
On the team.
Absolutely.
Like they have so many other concerns beyond Jeremy Swayman or the goaltending as a whole. Dan Maynard from Australia said he was ready to turn off the TV, and so were we if we weren't in a public setting. That goal, you might look back on this goal tonight by Marchand as a huge goal, turning point, difference maker in the season.
Absolutely.
You might.
Yeah. That might be one of the goals that you look back on and say that turned the Bruins season for the positive.
Yes.
Montgomery didn't get fired. The Bruins got a win when they desperately needed one, and it started, things going in the right direction. And we'll see. We'll see if now they can string some wins together, string some positive play together, and get things going in the right direction. Like I said, defense definitely stepped in the right direction as far as the turnovers go. They worked on it in practice. It seemed to pay off. So they outshot the Maple Leafs tonight. All positives. So they got to carry that over now against a Flyers team that's gritty and tough and is going to battle you. So if they don't come ready to play in that one, that's just a step back when you feel like maybe you've taken a step forward here. So, they're not completely out of the woods yet. They won a game that they needed to win, and now things need to kind of move forward and continue to go in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you remember, who you look like. I just figured it out. You look like 1975 Brian May from Queen.
Yes, I do.
You do.
Oh my
you look
God.
like Brian May back on
Yes.
Queen in the 70s. Yeah, you do.
Give me an
That's better
electric
than how it's
guitar
done.
and let's
Yeah.
play some
Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. I think that's what
Show
you are
must go
right
on,
now.
baby.
Yeah, show must go on, and it goes on here. So Dan checked in with that one, and then Chris Wood. Chris, thanks for chiming in. Last time Marshy was snake bitten this bad was getting to 400, then went cold again. He ties up nifty tonight for 4th all time. Good little side note there, Chris. Thank you. And then next roadblock is Bergie at 427. So he passes.
You think?
He ties up nifty tonight.
Yeah. Do you think Marchand hits 427 this year?
This year, no. But next year, yes. Not
So-
this year. He doesn't score 28 goals this season. No, I don't think so. I think he probably gets about 20.
Okay.
Wait, do you think he gets 30 goals this year?
I don't.
Okay.
I want him to.
Yeah. Wanting and needing are two different
Wanting
things.
you, needing you.
Yes. there's two
Marshy,
different things.
wanting you, needing you.
Yeah.
Marshy, wanting you, needing you.
I want a lot of things.
Yeah. So he ties nifty 402. And Bergeron next at 427.
Yes. Bourbon is out tonight, T-Boss 42 says. We've had some bar down New England IPA.
Yeah,
we've
we've
had some pumpkin spice.
drinking all the beers.
Oh my God, we've had a
we've
sample.
had some coffee porter. We've had some peanut butter porter.
Yeah.
We've had some Vienna lager. We've had some bar down New England IPA. We've had some what else? Pumpkin spice. Anything else?
We had some.
There I am. Look at me.
Yeah, look at
Look
that.
at me. I'm
Brian May.
a
telling
goddamn
you,
stud.
you look just like him.
Look at me. I
Not
am
nearly
a
as
stud.
talented, but
No.
But yeah, you look just like him tonight.
Yeah.
Chris says Marshy has 25 goals to go before the next big milestone. Hopefully, he goes on a bit of a tear now. Well, we'll see if this kind of gets him going. There is some thought that he's getting older. He's coming off surgeries, and this is not just like an 8-game sample. Like he's had some struggles for the last 35-ish, 40 games into last year. So. I'm hoping it's not age and wear and tear. And I'm
You
hoping
hope
it's
he's just
more
kind of pressing.
just getting it. Yeah.
He hasn't
rusty.
scored yet, so
Yeah.
he's kind of pressing, gripping the stick a little too
Right.
tight.
Right.
And hopefully now this relaxes him a little bit and he goes on a little bit of a run. I'd
Right.
love to see him shoot the puck more,
Yeah.
especially in the power play.
Yes.
I think he defers a little bit too much. I think he tries to pass a little bit too much. Early in his career, he was more of a shoot guy, a shoot first guy.
Right.
And now he's a little bit more of a pass guy.
Right.
I'd like to see him turn back into a little bit more of a shoot guy.
Yeah. T-Boss 42 has the memory of an elephant. He says that I said that Brazo needed 15 goals and he'll get a free T-shirt. He's 13 goals away. So we'll keep an eye on that tracker. We might have a Brazo tracker.
We're gonna, we should. T-Boz is gonna be his own personal Brazo tracker because he knows the shirt's coming to him. If Brazo, if Brazo can come through, so you might be in trouble.
Yeah, whatever I can do to keep him naked.
But hell, we'll be happy to send out a T-shirt.
Yeah, I'll send you a couple.
If Brazo is ripping off 15 goals in the season,
he gets to 30. I'll send you two.
Yeah, we'll be happy to send some stuff out to people because we as much as it seems like maybe we're shitting on the Bruins, we really do want them to do well. We really are in it for them to do well, and we want them to go deep in the playoffs, and that's really what we're rooting for.
Yes. So
it's not like we're rooting against any of these guys. It's just how we see how it's going.
Yeah.
So it's a positive that Brazo is scoring.
Well, no. Oz says the C will probably sign team friendly, aiming for his legacy amongst B's Mount Rushmore. Here's a good topic. Do you think I don't think he's going to take all that friendly a deal?
I would like to see him take the Bergeron deal, but I just don't know if that's what he'll do.
I don't think so. I think he's done that before, and I think he's seen McAvoy and Pastrnak and Swayman get top dollar, Lindholm, get market value, and I think he might be done with that.
I mean, it's possible, but he's still of the ilk of the Bergerons and the Charas and the guys who took a little bit less. I want to, because he says and does all the right things to me. Even after Montgomery dressed him down, he said, "I deserve that. It was a terrible play. I deserved it." So he kind of owns up to his mistakes, and he says the right things, and he usually does the right things as far as what he's done with his contract and how that's gone. So I'm going to say that he will take a little bit less and in that deal, and in order to have the Bruins be able to sign some other talent. Yeah,
I don't think he will, and I'm with Pejman, who says that Bergeron took 1-year deals and 1 year at a time. I don't think I'm totally in love with giving Brad Marchand 3 years, and I sound like an asshole when I say that, but I'm telling you, I don't love it.
I don't love the 3-year deal. No. I don't love that because I'm not sure where he is physically and what kind of game he's going to have going forward. That's why I think maybe if he's going to take that kind of a deal, that it might be for a little bit less. But we'll see how that all shakes out.
Yeah, well, no, and Chris, we are not brothers. There's no mother in God's green earth that would survive that. We are brothers at heart, but not in blood. In fact, we determined today that Smitty's blood is B positive and mine is A negative.
Yeah.
In case anybody was looking to donate blood to us.
Yeah, I am. That is my motto: B positive.
B positive. B positive.
You've seen me all be extremely positive on this program.
No, he's always positive.
No swearing at all.
None.
No. Ultra positive. Oh. Always a ray of sunshine.
Glass is half full.
Always the glass half full.
Yeah.
So, you can tell that be positive is my mantra.
It is.
Is my go-to.
It used to be aggressive, but now it's
be aggressive. Be aggressive. Yes.
Mary Lee says such a great crowd at Loft Brewing. Many thanks to Mary Lee who helped us out tonight. Our social media manager, she was rocking it. We had a huge crowd here.
Yes.
It was tremendous crowd. It was such a great energy. There's still people here. It usually closes at 9. It's 10:30 and people are still here.
Yeah.
So
great crowd.
It's a good night.
Really good night. Great costumes. Saw a bunch of fantastic people. Got to interact with a bunch of people, big Bruins fans. Gave away some merch here. And
Merrily wants to auction off the wigs. You want my sweat-soaked wig? $100.
Yeah.
Auction starts.
Is that like an OnlyFans thing? Because it's like feet pictures.
Yeah, feet. used panties.
Used wigs.
Yeah, used wigs.
Used wigs.
There's a market for that. There's a fetish.
There's a fetish market for
I'll tell you what.
wigs.
There's some people in this comment group who are probably all behind that fetish.
Yeah, you think so?
I think so.
People want to pay us money for the used wigs?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. T-Boss says that an insider told him that Carlo had the squirts, and that's why he had the low time tonight.
Okay.
Maybe that is true.
All right.
That would make sense because I thought he played fine.
Yeah.
So Carlo played only 14 minutes. I thought played fairly effectively, and the Bruins got the win, and that's always a good thing. And their defense, especially their top defenseman, no giveaways tonight, so that was great. Definitely Marshy's goal.
Yep.
Let's see. T-Boss 42 weird play. We had the puck in the offensive zone. Had the at the end, then just pushed it right to the Leafs behind the net. Leafs go down and score the tying goal. There were some issues with still advancing the puck. There were a couple where we lost our minds on just trying to, make a pass that's just not 100%, not a great high percentage pass up the boards that goes for icing, or that just goes all the way down and at least get it. Like just, pucks that just don't have any chance to find a teammate.
Right.
There was less of that tonight.
Yeah.
But there were still some opportunities. Like I know they want to go north a lot, but man, it's frustrating sometimes when they could just reverse it one more time and then maybe find something on the other side.
Yeah, there were a few plays where we saw that. We were like, why didn't they just pass it to the defenseman instead of going, off the ice with it?
Right.
And I'm going to call out this comment by T-Boss because it praises me. Kastelik, 7th player, 100%, great call, Smitty. Not a hot take as much anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna toot my own horn there. I 100% think that Kastelik is the front runner for that award right now.
Yes.
Unless you want to give it to his line mate Cole Kepke, who has been as good.
Right.
So if you could give it to the entire fourth line, I probably would do that.
Yes.
John Beach tonight was really good. Had some chances, made a great pass to Kastelik for the goal. So again, that line's been fantastic for the Bruins and continues to be, a reason that they win games.
Yeah, Kastelik was a great add to that trade. I mean, you can talk about Korpisalo all you want, but they get the first rounder and Kastelik. I'm not loving Korpisalo. Maybe they could have got something else with it, made it a better trade, but Kastelik was a good find. And a great addition on that so far, anyway. Marchand has 25 goals to go before the next big milestone. We've already done that one, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Braz countdown. What else do we have? We are not brothers. Let's see. Swayman deal paying off nicely. They need him, and they're playing him a lot.
Yep.
We're talking about playoffs, Rob. No, I mean, look, if you look at the rest of the division, there's 4 really good teams and 4 not so good teams. So the Bruins, unless there's a complete meltdown of epic proportions, they're going to make the playoffs.
The only monkey wrench to that, I think, might be Ottawa.
Right.
Because Ottawa's forward depth is really good.
Yep.
And then if they can get goaltending from Allmark, they're going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So
sure,
Ottawa could be in the mix there. So division games, division wins are going to be important.
Right. But the playoffs, that doesn't mean that the playoffs will do well.
Right.
I mean, it's going to be either Toronto or Florida, probably either Toronto or Florida, and they're going to have a really hard time with either one of those 2 teams. So, because their forward depth isn't good enough, and the top 6 isn't good enough.
Even Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. Let's get Tyler Johnson in and keep building chemistry. I think you'll see that signing probably Monday, maybe tomorrow. I think you'll see him in the mix. I don't know if he's game ready. That could be another thing. This might have bought Johnson a couple of days to get ready. We'll see. Does Marchand get an extra year
for every 2 surgeries? Yeah, seems like it.
I mean, it's really kind of scary to me. But look, again, it looked like a jerk because he's Brad Marchand. But 3 years? Well, why do you need to do that? I don't understand why you need to do that. He's 36 years old. Yeah. I mean, what's he going to look like at 39?
Right.
Like, I don't know why you need to do that. But That's the Bruin way. I mean, they really love their players.
I mean,
especially their legacy.
unless Marchand's like, look, it's 3 years and then I'm done. Which I'm sure is probably the case.
There is not another good song by Winger Rob says. So,
Rob is wrong in that
yeah,
instance.
there's another song. I know that.
It is Madeleine.
Is it Madeleine?
And, yeah, 17, Madeleine.
17. Okay. There's another one though too. I know there's another one that's decent. That was like a second-rate hit. We'll look that up. Top two lines cancel each other out when there's two strong lines. Our top six doesn't stand up against any playoff team right now. That could be very true. First, there's just that they're a forward short. They're a top six forward, winger short right now, at least. And that still remains true. And I'm not sure Tyler Johnson's that guy. And everybody's, kind of saying, let's play Tyler Johnson. Let's sign him. Let's play him. Like that's going to be the be all end all. I don't think that's great either. I think it's a good stopgap. I think it's a good fill in, but I don't think Tyler Johnson's the answer either. And I'm not sure what that is. Headed for a heartbreak.
Yes. Miles away also.
Yeah. Can't get it, but headed for the heartbreak.
Headed for a heartbreak is great.
Yeah. And we'll play it shortly if anybody wants to listen. So the Bruins went 3 stars tonight.
3 stars. I'll go Marchand, goal and assist.
Okay.
Game-winning goal.
Yeah.
He'll be my star 1, so I jumped the gun there.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'll go Swayman star 3. Made some big saves late.
Okay.
Star 2. I will go. I'll go Catholic star 2.
Catholic, okay.
Yeah, and then I'll go Marchand star 1.
How was McAvoy tonight? He had 26 minutes.
McAvoy was a -2.
Oh boy. Okay.
No giveaways.
Okay.
1 shot, 1 block shot.
Anybody plus tonight? Anybody positive?
On the defense, Mason Lowry +1.
Oh.
Andrew Peak +1. Nikita Zadorov +2.
Wow. Okay.
2 hits, 1 giveaway for him, and 1 shot on net. David Pastrnak, goal and assist, 4 shot, 1 hit, 1 takeaway.
Okay.
2 giveaways.
Okay.
So he was pretty good.
All right. So our producer Connor says that Brad Marchand has said at post game that any extension reports are false. So that makes me feel a little better. It's not that I don't want to extend him another year because I think 1 year is fine, but I think 1 year at a time is what I'd want to do.
Yeah, year to year is the thing.
Yeah, and I think
I feel better about that.
3 years I thought was odd.
Yeah.
Just because of what he's been through and how he's kind of played, and just didn't know if that was the case. Aussie Bruins. Brian May definitely, and Matty is for sure. Jeff Lynn. Okay, ELO.
Yes, let's go.
That's a great call. That's a great call.
All right.
Aussie Bruins 37. Yes, I am definitely Jeff Lynn. He was on the Traveling Milberries too.
Yes, fantastic.
Yes, he was.
Love the Traveling
Yes,
Milberries.
that was a great little band late in life.
100%.
And I think he's the only surviving member now.
Love the hell out of
There's
that
another tidbit. Only surviving member left. For 3 years, Marchand takes the Bergeron deal. I think so. I mean, I don't know if it's $2 million, but I think it's a 1 year at a time thing. That's a good enough season if he hits it this year. Give Marchand the $3 million a year and let's put it to bed. $3 million would be fine. 6 is a lot, especially times 3. It's a lot.
Yeah, I would agree. 100%.
Absolutely. Your extension term should shorter than your total number of surgeries over the previous term. Correct. Let's see. Keep the wigs. I want a cheap sweater. Actually, I'll tell you what. We bought these online.
Yeah, these things are
$30.
$30.
I'm telling you,
sweet.
They're like great.
Look at this.
They are. They're like great quality.
They
are.
They are stitched. They're not ironed on. Stitched.
Yeah.
Stitched. You can't see it.
You can't see it, but it is. I mean, it's not like just like a plastic.
These things are fantastic.
Shitty thing.
I mean, they're fantastic.
Good. Yeah, and they have a patch here, the Charlestown
cheese patch.
Like, they're pretty for $30.
They're really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I wear this out and about.
Yeah.
here and there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We'll put the foil on and we'll beat the fuck out of it.
I wouldn't wear this wig ever again. I'm going to burn it in my backyard.
We're going to leave it here. It's going to be buried in the backyard here at Lofts.
Yeah. Chris Wood said if Brazer hits 15, then he'll buy T-Boss 42 a BB shirt.
Oh, there you go. All right, T-Boss, you're moving up in the world now, buddy.
Yeah.
You got T-shirts coming in all directions.
Yes. Rob says headed for a heartbreak. Sounds like our postseason.
Yeah.
It's a good call.
That's a good call.
That might be
that might be the name of the article.
That might be the episode name, episode title.
Yeah.
When we start the playoffs and do post game.
T-Boss says Braz star 3. Come on. I mean, sure.
Yeah, what T-Boss the Braz?
Yeah, you didn't give your 3 stars. Throw Brazo in there just for T-Boss.
I mean, cut the shit.
3 stars. Do it.
Brazo.
Do your 3 stars.
All right, Brazo gets 3.
All right.
2, I will go. I'm going to give it to Lowry. He was scratched. I didn't think it was necessary.
Yeah.
Last game, and he responded. So I'm going to give it to Lowry for 2, and then number 1, I'll give Marchand for the winner.
Sure.
There you go.
I think Pastrnak should be in there too. Honorable mention somewhere. He had a goal and an assist as well.
Yeah.
Even player, 4 shots.
Sure.
So throw Pastrnak in there. I thought the 2 of them played like your best players or your better players need to play. They were some of the better players on the ice for the Bruins tonight, and that's what the Bruins need if they're going to win games.
Yeah, I mean, you do. And their best players haven't been playing great.
No.
And they need it.
Yeah.
100%. Now more than ever.
100%.
And Connor Green is a silent hero. That is correct, Mary Lee. We owe a lot to Connor Green. He's 100%. A great producer. He's great for inside the rink. He does a lot of work each day, all day. His wife is a saint for letting him do inside the rink shit all day. So Amanda, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And Connor does a great job. He's made our podcast 100% better now that Smitty doesn't have to produce while he co-hosts.
Yes.
So that is great. Theoretically speaking, Chris says, and by no means am I saying this should happen, but in the chance that Marchand does decline over the next few years and continues with the Bees, do you see a changing of the C?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a good question. I don't think they'd ever do it because it's weird. But I think, who would you want the next C to be? That's a tough one.
It is because I don't know. I don't think McAvoy, he probably would be the guy, but I don't think he's ready for it.
I don't think so.
I don't think he's ready for it. And I wouldn't give it to Pastrnak because I don't think he gives enough effort nightly, consistently to warrant it. I think he's a good alternate captain. Same with McAvoy. Honestly, I think a guy, and people will probably kill me for it, but a guy like Brandon Carlo.
And that's what T-Boss 42
probably said.
That's not bad.
Like to me, I think that would be the guy. I think he's quiet, but he's a leader. He plays hard. He plays the right way. He's not the greatest all the time. And we've said it ourselves, when he gets kind of out of sorts or he misses a little bit time, it shows up and he's rusty. But when he's on and he's consistent, he's a shutdown defenseman.
Sure.
And he's he plays really well. And I thought in the playoffs last year, he was their best defenseman.
Right.
Well, 100%.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening tonight. Tuesday night, Flyers, Bruins at TD Garden. We'll be there post-game live again. And check out InsideTheRink.com for all latest Bruins action. There might be some action this weekend concerning Tyler Johnson. But until then, thanks so much for listening. It's great to have you guys comment and stay interactive. And as always, hey, go Bruins. Big 4-3 win tonight.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.